Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, JioSaavn, Podchaser, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, so there's no gossip on this show, no scandal, and no K-words. Now, yesterday I told you I'm not saying Kardashian talk anymore because she's actually doing some great things, including helping my girlfriend, my satellite sister, who was on earlier this week to celebrate Women's History Month. She's going to prisons and she's helping with the Youth Spirit Awakening Foundation. So thank you, Kim Kardashian. You are now welcome. And I won't be saying no K-words, Kardashian talk. I will continue to say no K-words, Kanye talk. How about that? That was really fun. I don't know if you caught the Chris Rock special on Netflix. He did a number on that one. That was pretty funny. But anyways, I am so delighted to have my very special and newest co-host on my show. You know her. She's been on talking about really great education ideas. It's a little bit entertaining with the two of us, me putting in my 8 cents worth and my not thrill sometimes about healthy eating and healthy working out. But I'm so delighted to have her back in studio. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She is the author of the Amazon bestselling book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy, and hosts two weekly national syndicated podcasts. Beth is a certified health and wellness coach, certified personal and group fitness trainer, certified sports nutritionist, and an exercise physiologist, having earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State University. Beth Linder-Moss has helped thousands take positive steps in their journey to a healthier life through the written word, social media, one-on-one training, and group sessions. She has millions of followers all over TikTok and Instagram. Please welcome back to my studio every first and third Thursday, Beth Linder-Moss.
Tuesday. Every
Good
first
morning.
Tuesday. Good morning.
Oh, what did I say? Wednesday?
You said
I'm
Thursday.
sorry. I don't know what day it is anymore. Today is Tuesday, so people know. And we've got lots of people in the studio this morning talking and chatting. Good morning, Dee Knoll. Good morning. Hey to Fry TV. Let's see. We got everything. Yay, Beth. We've got a bunch there. So thank you for joining in, and we've got some great topics that we're going to continue to bring you in this stepping up to a better life. And this is our series, and I know that you're getting some great ideas and tips and instruction from my Fitness Plus staff expert. That's what I was thinking about putting on I didn't have enough room on my on the StreamYard when I was putting the show title up, but that's what you are. And it's always a delight to see you. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. And you?
Things are good?
Things are good.
I am really happy and grateful. We're going to jump right into having breakfast with us. And since we have people in the studio, please put your gratitudes in the chat box, and that way Beth and I don't have to do as many. What are you grateful for. That's what's for breakfast. It's taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, 8 specific things outside of yourself, and then 8 things inside of yourself that you appreciate. So, what are you grateful for, Beth?
I am grateful that today is my birthday and that I get to have another year with everybody. I get to celebrate with everybody. So I am grateful that I'm on today and I have to get all these extra people with me. So I'm super grateful for that.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yesterday's guest also had her birthday too. So,
That's so funny.
happy birthday, dear co-host Beth Linder-Moss. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Beth.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets a sung to. Yay!
Thank you.
Let's
That was
see.
beautiful.
I'm sure they said Dino is wishing you happy birthday. Fry TV is so sweet. Like, share, and subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel. He's now my new marketing director. Really good. And I sent Beth something. I love numbers, but I am not watching the likes and all of that. And people all the time say, you really should do more because you should be having more numbers. And it's like, honestly, it is what it is, and I'm not going to measure someone by their numbers. I think it's great. You have like amazing numbers, but for me, I love what I do, and whoever is going to be reached is going to be reached. But I appreciate that, Fly. If you want to take over that job, I'm happy to shoot too. But it is true. The YouTube channel is a free subscribe. And my numbers are getting bigger. My reach is like tripled, I think, in the last year. So I appreciate all the support. So I'm grateful for that. How's that?
That's awesome.
And back to, oh, wait, we've got a third one here. Grateful. My daughter fixed me some cereal. And that's from D. Noel Clayton Leon, which is great. And let's see, whose turn? Your turn.
My turn. Okay. So talk about numbers. I'm actually grateful for the internet, right? So it's actually going to help us grow. So I'm going to say I am grateful that the internet is out there because it is helping us reach more people.
Yes. And what's your number on TikTok?
How many do I have? How many followers? Or what's my name on TikTok?
Yeah.
All right. Number of followers on TikTok?
Both.
I have almost 100,000 followers on TikTok, and on TikTok, I'm Beth Linder-Moss.
Great. So then you can go and support her channel. I'm Dr. Marissa Happy 88. I don't have a lot of followers, but I did have a video hit 199,000, 199.8. So, but again, it's nice, but it's not gonna, whatever. But I am grateful that, yeah, for sure. And I'm glad. Grateful I get to watch Dr. Marissa. Oh, that's so sweet. And you've got some sign language going there too, which I love. So we get one more each because we've got people to be grateful with us, which I love. Go ahead.
I'm going to say I'm grateful
Your turn.
for my family, so that because for my birthday again, my twins went out and got me balloons and stuff, and I have flowers and all these amazing things. So I am grateful for my girls, and hopefully my son will stop by later today. He is in college, but maybe a surprise.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm grateful that I have Beth Linder-Moss as a co-host on my first and third Tuesdays with Step Up. to a better life. And it's really great having someone just as positive as I am, maybe even more. So it's wonderful how the universe, the friendly universe, brought us together. So I am grateful for you and happy. May this be the best birthday ever. How's that?
Thank you. I hope so.
I'm going to give you actually, yeah. Yeah, and I'll give you a special birthday blessing because I love to do this because it's the power of the intention, the power of the word, the power of the love. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And I'm sending you this new year of more fun, more clarity, more good timing, more wisdom, more prosperity, more peace, and more inspiration. And one more love. So there's 8. That's my birthday blessing that not everybody gets. So there you go.
Thank you. I love it.
Great. And now we're going to go to the bottom of the bun. Good. The bottom of the bun is 8 things that you appreciate about yourself. What do you like about yourself? And the reason why we do this is the more you can affirm yourself, the less dependent you are on fickle people around you to give you compliments or approve of you. And that, my friends, I believe is the foundation of good mental health. Because if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect someone else to? So we exercise our muscle of self-care and self-approval on this show. First thing, bottom of the bun, I appreciate that I love to set intentions for people, and I love knowing that I have the power to positively influence the air around me, which then travels, that butterfly effect. So I appreciate that about myself. What do you appreciate about yourself?
I appreciate that I'm going to go right into the topic we're going to talk about today, but I appreciate that I eat healthy 99% of the time, right? But I enjoy it though. So I appreciate the fact that I do it and that I'm able to enjoy it as well. It is not hard for me to do. I don't find it to be bad. I don't find it to be a hard task. So I appreciate that.
Okay, I appreciate that I eat unhealthy 99% of no. I I appreciate that I do the best that I can with the time that I have and the resources I have. All right, let's see. Do we have any appreciation? Yes, we do. Dinole appreciates that she's becoming more self-aware. Beautiful. So that's 3, or did we do 2 each yet? No, 3. Go ahead. Your turn.
Okay. I think I've said this before, but I just appreciate the fact of laughing. Laughing makes me happy, and I think that laughing is contagious. And I think laughing is contagious, so I just appreciate laughing and having fun.
Yes. I appreciate how easy it is for me to find humor in my life and others. I have to admit, I do find things funny around me. But I try not to laugh at people in their face. But anyways, let's see. Do we have any more? Fry, do you have an appreciation you can throw up there before we finish? Let's do 2 more. Go ahead, Beth.
All right. I appreciate the fact that about myself. Let me say, I appreciate that. I know I've said this before, but about myself, but it's again about the self-care part. That the one thing like I said, I do is I think it's okay to put yourself first when it comes to health. So I appreciate the fact that I do that because it makes it easier for me to take care of others around me.
Beautiful. And we have Fry. He appreciates to have better health with eating clean. He's already into the topic, or she, which is great. And I appreciate that I have many funny bones in my body. And that is Breakfast with Dr. Marissa and my co-host, Beth Linder-Moss. Thank you for playing along. And the Happy 88 promise is that if you ingest Breakfast with Dr. Marissa 30 days in a row and go to bed and do your appreciations at night, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. And now it is time for our topic today. We sort of alluded to it. Beth, I'm going to let you describe it and why we're talking about this. And then I'm going to put the moose on the table, which is my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room, on why I am the antithesis of healthy eating and proud of it. Go ahead.
So we're going to talk about healthy eating. Really, it's healthy tips, like easy ways that everyone can incorporate healthy eating into your daily lives. It doesn't take a lot. It is easier than most people think. And most of the time, when I say healthy eating, it's eating like cleaner. The cleaner that you get, the healthier it is at what you're eating. But it's fairly easy to get to do it. And you could go out to restaurants and still eat clean. You can have things at home. How can we find better ways to make ourselves healthier and easier ways to do it?
So let's define the difference between healthy and not healthy eating, because that might help me or hurt me. So when you say healthy, you mean less fat, less flour, less sugar, boring. I mean, less.
What I really
what
mean
is it?
You can have fats, healthy fats. So you need healthy fats, healthy carbs, sugars, you want to moderate those, but you could also find other ways of substituting a sugar. For example, talking about sugar, stevia. Stevia is a natural, comes from a leaf, and that could substitute a sugar. So you could put honey in as well. So there's, when I say clean eating, it's things that aren't processed. And when I say flour, you could still have flour, but I would say, like almond flour is a better alternative than, the regular white flour. White rice isn't as good as brown rice. So certain things, and the reason why that is it, spikes your blood sugars, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want your body to turn everything into sugar as well. So if we have like a brown rice or you take brown rice pasta, you can have, instead of even having pasta, sometimes you can have zoodles, which are those zucchini noodles that you like spiral. There's even hearts of palm noodles. Oh my God, I love those also. There's all those different ways of doing it. Also, instead of a white potato, you can have a sweet potato. These are just easy ways of taking some of the things that we still like and still being able to have it, but just put it into a healthier version.
Okay. So moose on the table. I grew up on white rice, and brown rice is, it's not like horrible, but stevia has that aftertaste, and I can't do that. So if I use Equal or Splenda, is that okay? Not okay? Is that processed? I'm thinking that's processed.
It's artificial. It's all artificial chemicals. So, but the one thing I will say about stevia, I don't happen to use it very much, but stevia comes in packs and it also comes in drops. I will say that the drops don't have the same aftertaste, or as bad of an aftertaste. I will say that. But there's also, instead of using it, you don't even have to use it. You can have honey, and there's a lot of studies on monk fruit as well and stuff like that. So there's other ways around it, or maybe even instead of having like 3 teaspoons of sugar, go to like 1 or half and try and work your way down, things like that. Like if it's like in your coffee or something, instead of, there's different ways that we could like try and go back. A lot of people aren't going to be able just to like switch everything, cold turkey. So if you just take steps, small steps to do it, you can kind of get there as well. So
I definitely know that my 35-pound weight release since Valentine's the year before, one of the things that really made a difference was 88% less flour. So I got gluten-free pasta, but I didn't eat a lot of pasta. The good thing is I spent a lot of time in Italy, and so I'm a pasta snob, and it's very difficult to have good pasta here. So that's a good thing. It's bad when I go to Italy, but I have no plans, so that should be easy. The What's the other thing you talked about? The processed food, I definitely I'm not a huge drive-through person. So I think that helps me because I don't go and pick up all that stuff. Honestly, my kids tease me and laugh out loud because I've only gone to a drive-through like 3 times in my life. And the first time I missed the pay window, and the second time I missed the pickup window. So I don't have to worry about that so much.
well, I could
Okay,
say
let's
that
go to here.
I was gonna say I could say that like my
You
kids
can say
don't
that.
eat that my kids don't eat from any of the fast food places. So maybe they'll get coffee. I'm not going to say like the coffee and the drinks and stuff like that. Like they'll get that, but they have never had like a hamburger or something else from one of those kind of places. We have never gone through any of those for any of our meals. So,
And they don't feel like they're missing something.
you know what?
They
I
don't
make
feel like
healthier
they're missing
versions.
something.
I think they make healthier versions of it. I'm sure they've tried it with other people. Maybe I guess they've had some of the stuff, but not. I mean, there's seven. I have 17-year-olds and a 21-year-old, but my 21-year-old doesn't eat any of it because he's like we talked about it. He's gluten free and dairy free. But um, but my twins, we like. You know what? I don't know that they have like that taste necessarily for it because they've grown up on a healthier version of eating different ways. So even when their friends come over for dinner, I make 99% of what we eat. And so they love coming over and eating because they actually like the fresh, food that I'm making versus always being, taken out from somewhere else. So yeah, so we haven't
Right.
gone through, we don't
We've
live on
got
those prices.
great. Got it. Got it. We've got great chat going on here. Let's see. Fry TV started to eat clean last year. Lost about 50 pounds. Feel much better. And no sugar at all now. Eats lots of clean, high fat, real food. Stop caffeine. Oh, we are not going there. Dino, question for you. Beth, what started your healthy eating journey?
Oh, well, I actually have been eating healthy for a really long time. It really kind of started when I was in high school, when my dad had his first heart attack and I was 16, which is what started my entire journey of everything. So that's really what started it. And I just kind of kept with it. So then I just learned more about it. Got educated, obviously, by going to college for it. And then all my certifications just kept on going. So that's how I became started with it. It's so important to me that, what I do comes down to my kids as well. So if I'm going to eat healthy and I make all healthy things at home, then my kids will also start to learn how to eat healthy as well. So what I do goes down to what they're going to do as well. So it's important that we're really good role models. So when I started it, it just kind of trickles down. So that's really how it started. And I just continued with it because I've always felt so good on it. I have tons of energy with it and it makes you feel so much better. You don't feel that tired. You don't feel that like bad feeling. Like, of course, everyone has days where you're going to like eat different things or whatever. But for the most part, when you're eating clean, you really do feel so much better. And when you go off of it, you can kind of feel yourself like sluggish or having a belly ache, feeling bloated, all of that. So without, when you stay clean, you don't really feel it. So because it made me feel so good, I just kept with it.
Great. I think that answers your question, D. Knoll. Fry is clean, clean, clean still. And we have new Red Cactus. I went to clean eating last August. I've lost about 50 pounds. Wow, it was a common number here. Still going. I stopped taking all my meds. Woohoo!
Yes!
And have also balanced out. I am also I also am starting to feel my feet. I love it. Project Feel My Feet. Yeah, let's give some love there for all of the people in chat who are participating, and look at, they're even saying hello to each other. This is so good. I think that's the first time that's happened. We're getting like a whole regular groupie thing going. I love it, love it, love it.
That's awesome.
So, and someone gave us a finger. Yeah, someone gave us a finger too. A thumbs up, not that finger.
Okay.
But great.
I was like, what?
So let's go to I know that your book actually has recipes. Tell us about your book.
All right. So I have my book right here with me. And here's my book. Think Healthy, Be Healthy. Simple strategies to gain confidence through fitness, nutrition, and a well-balanced lifestyle. In it, there's going to give you lots of guides. It's going to talk about all different things. It's not just fitness. It's fitness, nutrition, sleep, yoga, all the healthy lifestyles, everything. It's also going to give you a guide how to get there. We're going to talk about how you can get there easily. There's a little workbook in here that's going to help you. There's recipes in here that's going to help you. And as you're reading it, you're going to actually hear my voice as I'm talking to you. I wrote it so that you kind of feel like I'm talking to you, and it's not just like reading words. Sometimes when you feel like someone's talking to you, you're actually going to retain it a little bit more. So I really think that you're going to enjoy reading this. I think it's going to be easier than you think. It's all simple strategies that's going to get to an overall well-balanced you. So make sure you go. It's available everywhere and anywhere that you could get your books. So go on and pick one up. I would love to hear from you. So let me know what your thoughts are. You could jump onto my website, on my Instagram or my TikTok, and you could also give me feedback there. You could also get on all my social media. There is also, you can get all the different workouts and nutrition tips as well. So jump on there as well under Beth Linder-Moss, and you guys can grab my book. You can get my TikToks. Everything is available on my website. And in my book is going to give you all these different strategies, and you're going to get a workbook inside with all these really cool recipes. And it's also different ways that you're going to be able to self-reflect and see what is stopping you from getting to where you want to be and how you could get there, all the different steps it's going to take to get you there, and all these amazing ideas. One idea doesn't work for everybody. So in here, there's different ways to help you figure out what works for you. All right. So pick up my book and jump on my social media. Yes, that is amazing. I can't wait to hear from you. So jump on there. Give me some feedback. Give me some loving. All right. And pick up my book. It is going to really help guide you as to where you want to go. If your goals, everyone has different goals. Everyone's on a different journey. So it's going to help you get to where you want to be. And in here, I could just give you examples. I'm going to just open my book right now. Stress.
Yeah, and before we do that, we're going to actually share a recipe. But before that, it's her birthday. If you came in a little later, it's Beth Linder-Moss's birthday. So as a birthday gift, you can go and get her book so that she gets a little love on her birthday and appreciation. And you also get a gift from the book. You will have recipes and encouragement. So go to Beth Linder-Moss and get your Healthy, Think Healthy book, and I wish her a happy birthday that way. All right. And we have all kinds of chat going on here now. Also, okay, so Red Cactus, happy birthday, Beth.
Thank you.
And it's nice. So thank you, Fry TV, for forcing Red Cactus. No, I'm kidding. For inviting Red Cactus to this show. And Fry's also saying, if you have your health, you have your wealth. And that is absolutely true. Now, I am definitely I know I'm playing the bad girl here as in contrast to Beth, but I do recognize the value of healthy eating, and that is why I started my Love My Body project 2.0 last February on Valentine's to love myself. So as much as I'm making faces and making fun of all this, I do actually know that I'm doing this for me. And Red Cactus, you talked about, feeling your feet. For me, I've had 2 hip replacements. And so the extra weight is not good for my hips, and hips don't lie. So that is another benefit for me on healthy eating. Now, Dean Noel says, my husband is a vegetarian. Are the processed vegetarian options good or bad? He's not a really big fan of beans as protein. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I can't stand beans actually, but that's my opinion.
So I find
Sorry, go ahead.
Some of the processed vegetarian options are not really the best. If you look at them, if you read a label, this is like the biggest thing I always say. When you're reading a label, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it, right? Like most of the time, it means that something's processed, something that's added in that you probably don't know how to pronounce. It's probably not the best thing to be eating. But as a vegetarian, there are many healthy options that have protein in them that are really actually very clean. And you could get them. Well, if you're vegetarian, you can have like eggs and egg whites. If you're vegan, you're not going to be having that. There's protein powders, there's hemp seeds, there's quinoa. There's a lot of different options for vegetarians. Obviously there's beans, but that's not an option for him. But there are options out there that are way cleaner. And there's tofu and tempeh and all of that kind of stuff. But you do have to be careful with some of that. You don't want to have too much of soy products, but we won't get into that right now. But we want to make sure that you are getting in your proteins, which are super, super important. So you have protein powders and egg whites. You can have like I said, your tofu, your tempeh, your quinoa, there's buckwheat. There's all these different options out there that all have proteins in them. And even some of like your peanut butter even has like protein. Make sure it's clean. Again, we don't want to get some of the brands that have all the extra additives into it. But if you go out and you get ones that have just the nut or the nut and salt, those also actually have proteins in them as well. So there's lots of good options out there that are not as processed as some of those vegetarian options that were processed.
Can you go to your book? That this is what I wanted you to actually save out of that commercial break. Is tempt me with some of the recipes and food ideas that you have in your book.
Okay, so some of my recipes I have in here. I have citrus and herb chicken. I also have desserts. So chia seed pudding. I will tell you, some people find it like the name of it doesn't sound as good, but it is a fan favorite in my house. Okay. We love it here. It actually tastes really good. So chia seed pudding is actually a great option. There's also protein shakes in here.
But it kind of looks.
Sorry,
I think we have a tiny bit of a yeah.
Yeah,
it looks weird. It looks like little eyeballs.
Yeah, it does. But it's really good. It is really, really good though. It is such a favorite in my house, and you could always add fruit to it and stuff. It's really a great thing. So you do have that option. And I have protein shakes in here. I have ideas, instead of using like having wraps, you can use lettuce instead of using, a tortilla shell or something like that. So I have different options in here as to different ideas that you could do. You guys like buffalo wings. I have cauliflower buffalo wings, which is actually really good also. So there are lots of really good different things that you can choose from your main meal all the way through desserts and stuff. I have vegetarian options. I have non-vegetarian options. So there's so many different things. I even have a vanilla bean frappuccino in here. So maybe that's something that could tempt you. I have different ideas as to,
Yeah,
talking about
definitely.
water you should take in. So sometimes water doesn't sound good to a lot of people. So I have some options of some things that you might want to do to enhance your water intake. So that's also in here. So there's lots of different things that will, help entice you to drinking. There you go, drinking your water, and recipes from, appetizers through desserts. All of it is in here. And some of them are actually really, really good. Like I said, some might not sound as good like the chia seed pudding, but it is totally worth it.
Well, Red Cactus's daughter is a big fan of chia seed pudding. There was an earlier comment. She had gestational diabetes, decided to stick around and become type 2, lost the feeling in my feet. That's why you're feeling okay. That explains that earlier. And Fry says, happy birthday. Thank your mom. She did her birth. She did all the work. Actually, in the Chinese culture, when you have a birthday, you actually thank and acknowledge and give a gift to the mom, which I remind my 2 daughters every time they have a birthday.
Well, thank you, Mom.
I call my mom first thing when, yeah. So that's a Chinese tradition, actually, part of it. So I love cauliflower. So thank you for reminding me of that as an option to eat. And I want to talk about food prep for a second, because you're the expert in this. When you cook something or zap it in the microwave or steam it, or, is there a better way to do food prep? I just interviewed a guy who is a chef, and they're using propane now more than other things, because when you cook olive oil, and you actually, there's some toxic stuff that happens. When I'm trying to remember, you probably know about it, but that was the first time I heard of that, because you were always touting, olive oil. And then to find out that if I cook with olive oil and I'm not doing it correctly, I'm actually producing toxins. So tell me about food prep.
So I will say that I am the type of person that the easier the better. So I do microwave and I do all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be totally forward right there. I am all about easy peasy. Okay. So I'm about making sure, like, my recipes, I will also say in my book, and the way I cook, there's not a ton of ingredients. Everything is pretty simple. If it has like more than like 5 to 7 ingredients, I'm like, forget it, not doing it. But food prep, talking about food prep is so important. So food prep to me is more about I know that you were talking about like cooking with oils and how you're going to like warm it up. But when I talk about food prep, I talk about what I'm really thinking about is prepping my food ahead of time so that I am setting myself up for not failing, right? So if I do food prep in the way I look at it is, I'm going to take maybe a Sunday and I'm going to prep my food. I'm going to know what I'm going to eat from Sunday through Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm going to pre-prepare my foods. I'm going to pre-cut up my vegetables and my fruits. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to take nuts. I'm going to put them in like a little baggie so that I don't go up there and grab huge handfuls. When I come home from work or from the soccer fields or wherever else I am, like, I want to make sure that like I have really good healthy options. So when I open my refrigerator or my cabinets, I have good things to choose from, and I'm not starving and then I grab something that is not quite as healthy. So to me, food prepping is really pre-preparing everything so that you can set yourself up for the best week. You can take things, you can make a couple different items on a Sunday, and you can put them in containers, freeze them, or just stack them in your refrigerator. So when you open it up, it is ready to go. You have your different snacks that you might want. Instead of having the big bag of snacks, put it in little bags of snacks so that you're not grabbing that big bag, but you're going to grab something that has a regular serving size to it, versus like when we're starving, we just kind of like go and eat. And then we're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So if you actually pre-prepare your foods, for me, that's just called food prep. So I'm going to say that you guys are setting yourself up to succeed by having the food prep. I know that you and I thought of the food prep a little bit differently, but that's how I look at food prep, because I am about being easy. So to me, that it is really like open my refrigerator door and there I have vegetables and hummus and some like guacamole or whatever it is. If I need a snack, I can have dinner that's already prepared because I came home late. We were just on the soccer fields, or we were just coming home from work or whatever, or the gym, whatever it might be. And there's something already there. And I don't have to think about going, oh my gosh, like what am I going to make now instead? Or oh my God, my son had pizza and I'm going to eat the rest of the pizza, right? So this way you have something and you're already set up to succeed.
That makes sense. My moose on the table reaction again is the toughest thing for me is the whole, I have a belief system that says, I'm a foodie, okay, and I don't even want to be a recovering foodie because you've seen my social. The deliciousness of life is so important to me, and people say, if you lost yours, because I've had eye surgery, worst case scenario, what's going to happen, and I said, the worst sense for me to lose would be my sense of taste, which is why I'm not paranoid, but knock on wood, I have not gotten COVID. And one of the reasons why I'm so careful, besides my bonus mom and dad are 90 and 93, and I see them 3 times a week and I don't want to bring them COVID, but I don't want to lose my sense of taste. And that is one of the things. And I do know some people who have lost it like totally. And that's like, to me, horrible. And I bring this up because to me, you say protein shakes is like, to me, that's like such a waste of calories, because it's, you're drinking your food and then food prep. I get it. And I will acknowledge that portion control is 100% has helped me lose the weight, is not having an entire portion of anything and just going for the taste. And I love it, and being one with that first bite so that I'm really enjoying it, so I don't have to have 10 bites. So that's super important, and that I'm using the foodie for me instead of against me on the portion. But the idea of preparing an entire week of food is like, kill me now, because that is like my spontaneous what do I feel like having is one of the joys that I have during the day. So don't take that away from me. So that's my rant.
But you can still have a lot of that, and you can still go to restaurants and ask for whatever you're looking for. You could get brown rice with it so you could keep it healthier. You could get it wrapped in a lettuce versus getting it wrapped in on a bun or something else. Yeah. So there's so many, you can still do that. But some people are not going to the restaurant every day and getting stuff. For those who aren't, but those who are, you can go and say, can I have a sweet potato instead of white potato? Can I have brown rice? Can I have a lettuce wrap? There's so many different options that you can do. So you can keep it, cleaner for sure while you're still going out.
Yeah. So I knew someone was going to pick a fight with me on that one. I eat to live and not live to eat. Well, I'm sorry. Part of my living joy is to eat, and you're not going to take that away from me. And I have lost 35 pounds, and I do love, so I think at this point I'm going to, use that whole whatever works for you. I don't want ever to say, do it my way. But I do have experts like Beth on the show, because for those who are looking for ways in which to enhance their health, these are really good ways. And I absolutely support that. But I do want to just recognize that we're not shaming people for whatever their choices are. If you want more healthy eating, if you want to, the diabetes thing and the health wise, that's like really important. So I just want to insert that in there. I don't want anybody to ever think that there's only one way to everything. Okay.
Right? Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's why there's so many different options out there. You do you, right? But you do you, but you do you as to what you think works best for you as well. So
yeah. I forgot. I love that. Beth always says, you do you. And I think that's such an important thing. What would the internet be like? What would our social media be like if we just stopped with that whole effort of I want to do you? You do you, I'll do me, and may we never disagree. If we do, F you. No, I'm kidding. If that went away, we'd be so good, right? Because we just do you. That is a balance, though, right? It's a balance
absolutely.
of knowing when I want help or when I need help and when I don't, and all of that. Now we're getting philosophical. I want to make sure you have said everything on this topic, because I remember when I said, what do you want to talk about? And last week you said the fitness, working out when you don't feel like it. That was a great show. If you missed it, go and get it on the YouTube, my YouTube channel, Dr. Marissa Pay. P as in positive, EI, but just Google Asian Oprah and you will find me. But that was a really good show with a lot of good tips. That's 2 weeks ago. And she also said healthy eating. I said, I want to make that a separate topic. So I just want to make sure, as we come up always too quickly on the end of the show, have you covered everything you want to cover on healthy eating?
Well, I kind of will just say, like, make sure you get in your fruits, your veggies, your proteins. Those are all super important. When I was growing up, it was no fat, no fat, no fat, no fat. Healthy fats, get them in. Healthy fats are really important for you. When they took out the fats, they just put in sugar, didn't make it any healthier by any means, actually made it worse. So like avocados and nuts, all olive oils, again, those are your healthy fats. You can have them. Obviously, you want to, have it in moderation, but include them. Have your proteins, have your, fruits, vegetables, things like that. All be making the wiser choices from taking a white potato into a sweet potato. All of those choices, like those are important. Get your water in. These are just like quick little tips that you can. I also think that pre-preparing, I know that you don't believe in it, but I think pre-preparing is super helpful, especially for people who are on the go all the time. So I think that's important. I personally
don't know who you're talking about.
Like I personally have things like egg white muffins in my refrigerator so that when I get home from, work and the gym and things like that, I have a breakfast that's ready to go and I don't have to think about it. For me, some of those things are just easier. It depends what, everybody got to see what works for you. But when you're trying to make healthier choices, it's making a balance. Again, I'm talking about balance. Again, all balance everything out, right? It's not about going from one extreme to another extreme. It's balance it and take steps to get there, because a lot of times when you just jump in 2 feet, sometimes it's harder to stick to it.
Yeah. You triggered a question. Is organic fruit, when you said fruit and vegetable, this whole, as prices go up, right? We're living the consequences of a pandemic, and now we're seeing all the egg prices. I was just like shocked. Is there truly a difference between organic, which is way more expensive, than not organic?
I mean, the chemicals that are like on it. So I would say, yes, there is definitely a difference. The chemicals that are added to, the vegetables and the fruits to preserve them. So sometimes the organic stuff doesn't last as long, but I do believe that I still believe in organic myself. So, because I don't want any extra added
Okay.
chemicals and stuff.
So definitely worth the extra money to get organic is what you're
It is.
saying. Yeah.
It is,
And
especially unless you're peeling
there,
something. If you're
mhm,
peeling something off
mhm.
sometimes, like on a vegetable, then if you're peeling off you're not going to eat something that, that's peeled off necessarily. But for the most part, I would say definitely worth it.
So bananas is okay to not do organic,
I think that,
or?
so sometimes I think that's controversial because it doesn't mean that the chemicals might not get into it as much. But, but I think that there's
Mhm.
certain vegetables, certain fruits and stuff that like a banana. I buy regular bananas because we do peel it off. And it's, some ways to save, but the chemicals could get in, but just probably not as easily.
Got it. Birthday cake. So, uh, in that spirit of balance, I know that for me, what doesn't work well is if I say I can never have something again. Like that kind of rigidity doesn't work for me because then I'm always thinking about what I can't have. So, for me, if I can have a bite of something is like a gift that I give to myself. And to eat when I am conscious of my mood. So hangry, right? You don't want to be hangry when you're eating. If you're in a place where you're pissed, don't eat because you're not even enjoying the joy of eating, right? The joy of cooking, the joy of
Absolutely.
eating, the joy of savoring. And I am trying with my social when I talk about the deliciousness of life is to take back that joy of the taste of food, not to go overboard. And it's all about balance. So I'm not saying just shovel it in, or I'm on a seafood diet, I see food and I eat it. That's not where we're going here. We want to have that, the balance. But
I do
but
believe that
truly,
everybody
that is something that
I do believe that
go
everybody
ahead.
should. I do believe that everybody should be able to enjoy, whether, like you said, it's a bite or maybe even it's like once a week, once every other week that you're like, I'm going to, have a regular meal of, maybe if it's like something fried that you've been missing, like just know that you're going to set out a day and when you're going to do it, that you don't want to do it all the time. But if you do it, once a week or once every other week and you get to look forward to it, you should definitely be doing it, because if you deprive yourself of it, that's when you're going to overindulge. So we don't want that to happen. And of course, I love the fact that
Absolutely.
you take a bite here and there. That's perfect.
Yeah, and we're getting the signal. We are out of time. Thank you so much, especially for our chatters, Red Cactus, Fry TV, D Knoll. And if you're just watching and voyeurisming, welcome as well. Thank you for joining us every first and third Tuesday with my fitness and more expert, Beth Linder-Moss. Happy birthday, darling. And
Thank you.
remember, as we sign off, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.